told you had a bypass. I'm like, no. Well, how are you losing this weight and not have a bypass? I says, I'm not hungry. You know, that kind of thing. But my sister was getting pissed off at me because I was sharing with people about, you know, the fact that I've lost weight, and she's
Yeah, so how did that go over? So what did she say?
She didn't say anything to me.
How is she acting?
Pissed. Just walking around huffing and puffing and little comments here and there. Like, well, if you, there's better things to talk about. Like, you know, and I'm not the one bringing up the subject, someone else is, you know, and she's getting upset because the conversation's around me and not around her.
How does that make you feel?
It's normal.
What do you mean?
She likes to be the center of attention, and if she's not, it upsets her.
Okay.
And that's just the way it is, you know, type of thing. Even this morning we had a discussion, our weekend trip in July that we're talking about. We were trying to get the cabins all straightened out, and we got into an argument about her and how there's an extra $25 fee, and I'm like, there's no fee on service dogs. And she said, oh yes there is. I even called the place and they said there was no extra fee, and she's trying to charge me extra fee. And it's like it's just the way my sister is, you know. You just
is she younger or older?
I'm the oldest.
Okay.
Oldest of 3.
Alright. When you said that she's been gaining weight, so how much weight do you think she's gained?
I think overall maybe about 50 pounds.
Since when?
In the last 10 years.
Okay.
You know, it's been a little at a time, but each time I see her it seems like she's a size bigger than she was. And my mom went to take her shopping for clothes, and she still wants to wear the size she used to wear. Oh, I wear a 14 and she can barely close it, and I'm like, well, Friday maybe a 16, and she don't want to go there, type of thing.
Okay. So naturally, people around you that may not be all that close, but some people can be close, right? Don't like to see other people to be successful because they want to also somehow, some way, they know they should be losing weight or want to lose weight, but they're either not ready to do so.
Yeah,
mentally.
or address it.
Right.
Well,
and they know it's for individuals to get upset, then it becomes more of a, they're emotionally obviously not ready to do it. They know they need to do it.
Right.
Right? And so when they see other people around them be successful with it, and even if they've attempted on their own, right, and they're not successful, it's kind of like, I'm not being successful, but you are. I'm trying to lose weight, and I'm not losing weight, so therefore I'm envious to a certain extent of you, right? But you have to be kind of careful too, because then they can marginalize you. Certain things, like you mentioned, like their comments, are probably better things to talk about, right? So marginalizing what you've been able to accomplish, right? It's no different than if someone, you know, say for example, your niece graduated from high school. Well, let's not talk about that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about something else.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, I understand where it's coming from. And my sister's a very competitive type person, where I am not. You know, it's like.
But you're going to be seen, you're going to be around her for how many days in the coming weeks?
Well, I just found out this morning, even though we're going to be gone on this trip together, she's staying in a separate cabin than me. You know, even though, because there's going to be 3 cabins, so we got 3 kitchens. So I'm in charge of my kitchen, she's in charge of hers. My cousin.
Everybody cooking their meals for their own families or for everybody?
It's a for everybody thing, and the meals that my sister and my cousin have come up with, the major portion I cannot have. And I was like, can I have a separate kitchen? So, and I will be in charge of the salad, and I will be in charge of the fruits, you know, that kind of thing. And you guys can go make whatever makes your little heart go pitter-patter. Because my sister's like, well, we got to buy ice cream, and we got to do this, and we got to do that. And I'm thinking, smoothie? You know, I can make little smoothies or something like that and put them in the freezer, you know, and, you know, just whatever. But Yeah, they're thinking the more calorie dense, like, breakfast has 3 sources of protein instead of 1, that kind of thing. Like you got your eggs, your bacon, your sausage, your ham. Okay, 4 sources. That kind of thing. Where I'm thinking, eggs sound good, that kind of thing.
So if they're making breakfast for everybody,
Mhm.
and they're making dinner for everybody, how do you navigate those meals if that's what they're creating?
Well, that's the reason why I asked for my own kitchen. Because, everybody, since we're in 3 different cabins and there's a picnic area outside where everybody obviously is going to be sitting together, I can make my own meal in my own kitchen and not have to worry about what they have, and I can just come out and join the party once I have my stuff together.
Okay.
And that's the reason why
So you're going to be eating your meal with them, but it's going to be a completely different meal, or will you have segments of their meal?
I'll probably have segments.
Okay.
Because, like one morning, they're planning, I'll get it, breakfast burritos. And there was an argument about it. Because when my cousin makes them, she freezes them. And my sister's argument, well, so-and-so won't like this. And, my sister argues about everything, and nothing's going to be right. So the ingredients aren't right, that's not right, that's not right. And I says, okay, what's the story on the burritos? I got the whole story. I said, okay, how about if, Kathy, you make all the ingredients for the burritos, but just don't put them together. And so that morning, we just lay out everything, and everybody can put their burritos together the way they want. Win-win type of thing, And she's like, that's an idea. And so I figured that way I can take the eggs that I want and
right.
the veggies I want or whatever I want, and not have the burrito part or the burrito bread or the
How many
sausage.
days are you going to be there?
3 nights. We go in, we drive up Friday.
So what does your days typically consist of that you're going to be around your other family members? Like, what does your typical day look like?
Oh, while I'm up there? Well, we're driving up Friday, and it's going to be an all-day drive.
Right.
So we won't get there until late. Saturday, my understanding is we're going to go to the property where we're going to spread my dad's ashes and spend about half a day up there. And then after that, everybody's going to go, my sister's family wants to go all these touristy type of things. Go for it. I know my brother wants to do some
Cave.
Spelunking. It's, crawling around in caves.
Okay.
With you just have a backpack on you and you're crawling around in caves. It's tight fitting. You're lucky to squeeze through spots, that kind of thing. So my brother wants to do that. So I know a bunch of them are going to be going to do that. He and I are probably just go do our own thing. I might go.
But you're going to be around for the meals. Are the meals 3 meals a day that are going to be cooked and created, or are they typically just everybody's on their own and then we're going to come together for one meal?
Well, I think Kathy's planning like a barbecue pork or pulled pork or something like that for Friday night when we get there.
Obviously, that'll be pre-cooked.
Yeah, she's gonna do what do you call it, crock pot thing. But she told me it's loaded with root beer, so obviously I'm going to have my own source of dinner type of thing. Monday morning or Saturday morning.
So the pork is marinated in root beer? Okay.
Yeah. It was just when she told me that, I was like, oh, that's only a diet nightmare type of thing. So I'm thinking I will find something else at that point.
Do you think you could have like 5 or 6 ounces of the pork?
Not with that much sugar.
But it's going to be it's not like the meat absorbs all the sugar. It's just marinating and tenderizing it.
I don't know. Can I? my thinking is I couldn't have any of it because it's got the root beer in it.
You're not drinking the root beer.
No, that's true.
You're just having the meat.
I guess I can have a little bit of the meat.
Yeah, I think you can have the meat. That's not going to be the issue.
Okay, and then I don't know what else. She probably have a salad of some.
Yeah, because it's pork. It's probably going to have. It's not going to. It's a combination between lean and fatty meat, so it's not like it's terrible for you. So I think you can definitely have that. We typically recommend pork anyways, so you can definitely have it.
Okay.
Again, you can have I would stay away from like the bread. I wouldn't have a pork sandwich. I would just have the meat, right?
Yeah.
And have some barbecue sauce on it. That's perfectly fine as well.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll do that then, because I was thinking I couldn't have any.
Nope,
so.
you can.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
So I'll do that. Saturday morning was supposed to be the burritos.
That would be something I would tread lightly on.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking, that's the reason why I suggested if everybody, just lay out the ingredients.
Yeah.
And then let everybody make them.
Because the tortillas, typically the big flour tortillas, those are
Mhm.
about 150 to 300 calories.
Yeah.
Right? So I would just stay away from the tortilla. I would
Yeah.
just have the eggs and have some fruit.
Yeah.
And that's
Or
kind of how.
veggies if they have that.
Yep.
Well, I'll be in charge of that, so I figured I'd have some.
I think the goal for you is to do two things.
Mhm.
One, be somewhat normal with the group with the eating,
Mhm.
right? But be selective on the things that you're eating that's being prepared, right? And oftentimes that can be difficult if one person's making a meal and everything's there, starch, fat, protein, and there's no vegetables, no fruits. Then you have to kind of think, okay, what am I gonna have? That's I can I can have these things. I can have some eggs. I can have this, right? But I also want my fruit, and I also want this, right? So that way you're doing two things. You're getting with what you're wanting to be successful.
Mhm.
The second thing too is you're also obliging them that you're eating what they're preparing, but you don't have to eat everything.
Right.
Right? I think that's the big thing is what you don't want to do is segregate yourself completely out where you don't have those things, because then it makes you feel normal, or I should say it makes you feel a little bit abnormal that you're doing something completely different than everybody else.
Mhm.
Right? But you're wanting to for you.
Mhm.
Right? And at the same time they're feeling awkward because you're not eating with the group. But that's the hard part that you have to navigate.
Mhm.
So I do think that you should have a source of protein that's being prepared, as long as it's not breaded and fried and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, like I know they're planning hamburgers one night, and
Right.
I'm like, I'll have a patty?
Yeah, exactly. Have the patty, have the tomato, have the lettuce, all those kind of things go with
Yeah.
it, but you don't have to have the bun.
Yeah.
Right? You don't have to have those things. That way you're feeling inclusive, right, to the group. You're
Mhm.
feeling included in the group, and then you're not feeling like, well, I can't have this and I can't have that, and that way it puts more pressure on you, right?
Mhm.
And then they're going to think that, well, she's just being completely completely non-compromisable,
Mhm.
right? It's her way or no way.
Yeah.
Right? Which sometimes you have to be to lose weight, but not to the point where it makes friction and a little bit of dissension in the group.
Yeah, that's the reason why I wanted the salads and the
Yep.
fruit, because in that way, I've learned to make them interesting.
Right.
So that way everybody would want
And
some.
it's their choice if they want it or not.
Right, and
they don't have to eat it.
what I've been coming up with, they're going, ooh, I just introduced my
Exactly.
son's girlfriend into how I make my yogurt.
Mhm.
And she's like, oh, this is really good, and I'm
Right.
like, it's not hard, it's, same calories, it's just put together differently.
Yep.
That's all. And so she really liked it, so that's what I'm thinking about doing out there. Also planning to bring my latte machine. I haven't had a latte in so long. But I was thinking about, what's better in lattes is like almond milk. Let's see, the choices was almond milk, soy milk, or and then of course skim milk.
All three of those are okay. Skim milk being fat free, so that's perfectly fine. Typically it froths better a little bit. Almond milk's okay, soy milk's okay. I don't really have a preference for anyone. Just what you need to look at is the sugar content. If you get the soy milk, just get the light.
Yeah.
So that way it's less sugar.
Yeah, then no sugar added.
Yeah, almond milk's not going to have as much protein, so that's why I like a little bit more soy. Soy or fat-free milk would be fine.
Okay. Yeah, because I promised them that I'd bring that and make them lattes.
Yeah.
Because somebody seems to think I make good lattes.
Right. Now, what you might be able to do is get away with the light soy milk. That way you don't have to add sweetener to the latte unless you add like a Splenda or something along those lines.
I usually use whatever's. I don't add any extra sugar in it.
Okay.
That's out of habit. Usually when I try to get the flavoring, I try to get the sugar-free flavorings.
Okay.
Type of thing, and of course you got your coffee grounds, so you just
Right.
a little espresso or something like that, and I try to go decaf if I can.
Right.
So that's pretty much the extent of it.
Sure. But I think the main thing is you're going to be around your sister, who's going to feel, again, you know, that friction because she's not losing, you are, right? And she purposely, maybe subconsciously, whatever, tried to sabotage, right?
She may or may not. I think even at
and
the...
it could be very small things.
Yeah.
Right? And what I mean by that is everything that's being prepared for a meal is probably not anything that you would want to eat.
Oh.
Right? Well, this is what we have.
Yeah.
Right? This is what's prepared.
Yeah. Well, I know she wanted ice cream every night, and I'm like, well, I'll have my fruit.
Right. Right. So that you're making secondary options to take some things for you with you that you can make.
For myself. Yeah.
Right. But they should also be somewhat mindful and say if they're cooking food for everybody, are there limitations if what you can and can't have? Right? That would be appropriate to always check with with people in regards to are there issues with what's being cooked.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And not just assume everybody can eat everything.
Yeah. Well, I know like one morning they were talking about pancakes or waffles or something like that,
right.
and I'm like, okay, if you want that, you can have it.
Right.
So
right.
I was trying my best not to say anything about what they, just whatever you fix, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, if they're making waffles, I can make a fruit salad that can go on the waffles, and then I can just eat the fruit.
Yep.
That kind of thing.
Or you can even have, again, I think the part of this is also learning what you can and can't have. Right? And then there's not anything that you can't have, it just makes it difficult to lose weight if you have it.
Right.
Right? So it's a question more or less for you is, do I want these things and understand, okay, I'm going to be here for 3 days, and you know what, I think I want these things. And I'm willing to accept that, okay, I might have increased constipation because it's more starch than what I'm used to having, more sugar than I'm used to having, right? And my body's probably going to respond a little bit differently, and then I may not lose weight.
Yeah.
Am I okay with that? And if I'm okay with it, then yeah, go ahead and have it. If I'm not okay with it, then don't have it.
Right.
Right? So that's kind of the balance of decisions that you'll have to make when you're up there.
Yeah. Well, I know we're going to be active because we're going to have some rock climbing at the property, and then Sunday is the 5K that we're talking about signing up for.
Good.
And we may go up to Crazy Horse or something like that. I don't know if you've ever been there. But
I haven't.
It's on the first weekend if you want to go on a 10K.
How long of a drive is it up there?
From here, about 7 hours.
Anywhere between 6.5, 7 hours.
I know there's camp spots up there, so.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, you got for the kids, there's Flintstone Park.
Okay. Yeah, I know there's a Jellystone up just north of here as well. Yeah. Up by Estes or Boulder or something like that.
Yeah. There's a Flintstone Park, and in the park, they have like a little movie theater and all that kind of stuff. But it's like a camp out type thing if you want to do tents and stuff like that. And of course, there's lots of hotels and motels in town.
Right.
They have little country shows. The weekend that we're going, they're having Gold Rush days or something like that. So all kinds of crazy stuff's going to be going on, big races and 5Ks and stuff like that. But the first weekend in June, they have a 10K hiking up Crazy Horse. Now, Crazy Horse is you've been to like Mount Rushmore.
I haven't. That's one of the things we're looking to do this summer.
We have to fix you, man. We've got to hook you up. Okay.
I plan on taking my son this summer just because they just learned about, national monuments.
Okay. Well, they changed Mount Rushmore to the point where before you could just, you went out on this balcony thing and you looked up and they said, that's a nice mountain. That's as far as it goes. They have put walkways all right underneath the rocks, the formations and everything. So there's a lot of walking all the way around there. So you definitely get your workout. The last time we went, I had to get oxygen. I was having troubles. But you can go inside and see how they did all the carving and stuff like that. And there is a monument behind there and all kinds of very interesting things. But you get a lot of exercise, and they got a lot of stuff to learn. And they expanded the museum in there too. So, and then over at Crazy Horse, the Crazy Horse is actually not government funded. It's privately
Right.
owned and all that kind of stuff. And there's a story about Crazy Horse, who is this wonderful chief person, you know, who helped him out. I can't give you all the details, but the formation is him sitting on a horse, pointing out. Okay, and when you do the 10K, you walk up and stand right on top of where the arm is going to be. And of course, within time, you're not going to be able to go all the way up there
Right.
because of the formation. But for now, you can still get up there. And it's kind of neat because each year, this much of the face is showing. The last time we were there was this much. Okay, and there's one shot, you know, if you want to take pictures, there's only one way to get that picture, and that's to get your butt up there, and that's to do the 10K. And so when you get up there, you get your picture taken, you know, have your picture taken, but you're in competition with hundreds of other people.
Yeah, it's not really competition. It's
Well, I mean is there's a lot of people around and
Oh,
you're
yeah,
trying to get
that
your
way.
picture taken.
Okay.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. But the 10K is mountain climbing. You know, you're zigzagging through the forest, you're climbing up on rocks, and then there's this really steep hill, and it goes back and forth, and that kind of thing. You finally get to the top, which is where the paramedics are. Got to know them last time. And then you walk out on the ledge, and there's just the view up there is like, oh my wow. And of course you got to see the head and stuff like that. And then you walk back down, and when the
It
walk
would be
down,
this weekend.
huh?
It's this coming weekend.
Yeah, this coming weekend. And then you walk back down. And when you go up there, of course, you tell them that you're there for the 10K, and they'll have you park, and you go up there, and you get a T-shirt for it, and you get a medal for it, you know, that kind of thing, with a fee.
I'm not sure if you have understood, you know, what Volksmarch, if you've ever heard the term Volksmarch.
Have you ever done it? A Volksmarch is usually a 10K. Well, is a 10K.
And
it's just pretty much, you know, even Colorado has some, you know, walking through downtown Denver or something like that. It's a long 10K walk is basically what it is. Some people will run the 10K, that kind of thing. Even what gets me is, you know, going up Crazy Horse. There are people who will do the 10K running, and they'll be up at the top of that mountain in 20 minutes. Kid you not, see.
So is it 10K round trip?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 3.1.
It's a box, you know.
It's
It's
about 4. It's like 4 going up and 2 coming down.
Yeah, because when you're going up with it, you're going through the forest type
Same
things.
track coming down?
No.
Oh, it's a different route.
It's a
Right.
different route. You're coming down. You're more or less on the road all the way down.
There's
Okay.
a little bit of zigzag, but not too much.
Okay.
It's mostly straight shot. So it's like 4 miles up and 2 miles down type
Okay.
of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I suggest you bring a meal. You know, so you know, pack a meal, pack your water. You know, granted they have some spots where you can get some, but there's so many people.
Right. Well, I would rather just do it with the kids.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be an all-day thing, so.
Oh yeah, and of course take your camera because you're gonna want to take a lot of
Yeah.
pictures and stuff like that. And I highly suggest a cane or some sort of walking stick to help you up, because there's some spots where you need that little extra something to get you up there. But it's a lot of fun.
Okay.
You know, it's
Well, the reason I was there, because I mean, you're going to be there for 3 nights, so 2 days, right?
2 days, and then because Saturday's at the property, Sunday, who knows what we're gonna. Yeah, everybody's kind of
Right.
going in their own direction.
Okay.
And then they come back for dinner, and then Monday morning we'll have breakfast together, and
head
then
out.
everybody's going in their own direction. So
Okay.
we'll be
So a
heading
couple
out
days,
to-
about a day and a half with your, so it shouldn't be too bad.
No, I don't expect it to be too much.
Right.
I did find out that our cabin is actually the hunter's lodge, which means we'll have most of the people in our, and so we'll have my mother and us, and then the downstairs is all girls and the upstairs are all
Yeah.
boys. So, and then my sister's got one cabin, and I guess she's switching cabins in the
Okay.
process, and then my brother's gonna have a cabin.
Okay.
And from what I understand, they have a picnic area where we'll all be having our meals together at, so.
Bod Pod, got it?
Yes.
How did it do?
It did, I lost some. And this time he gave me, the set, if you look at the next sheet.
So this is the initial?
No, that's the last one I had. But the next sheet gives you all the numbers together.
Oh, okay, from January.
Yeah. And they got last year's as well as this year's.
are represented in kilos?
No, they're pounds.
I think they're both there.
Pounds, okay. Which is about what we expected. You had about a 10-pound reduction in lean weight, in bone weight, right? If we look at here, yeah, so you've lost, that's about right. It's at 80%. Normally if we can get you focused on 80% fat loss, and that's exactly what you're at. So.
Yeah. Now, he was freaking out because I had the non-fat loss weight. He was worried about that, and I was like, well, I was told that's supposed to go down from
yeah, it's going to go down. No, that looks good. The big thing is when we look at your total energy. I mean, that's to be expected.
I was even a good girl this morning. I went for my walk this morning before I came in. It's like got up, went for my walk, and then it showered on me.
This is good. This is good. It'd be good to take a look at. Do you have your previous measure? Why don't I look at your thoracic gas volume?
Got too many papers here. Those are all the other ones. What does it mean by the thoracic gas?
It's just your liters of air that you're getting in. I don't think that's that constant because it didn't look like that changed. Normally that your pulmonary function will improve because of
the weight loss?
Yeah.
Oh. And I noticed my RMR is like down.
But we measured you, that's why we measure you, because this is an estimate.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be accurate for you. Because when we measured your RMR, you were actually closer. You're still elevated. You weren't below the 2,000 on your RMR. They're telling you here you're at 17, 19. And that's not, let's see here. When did we measure you?
I think it was last.
The assessment they did. It's about 2 months ago. So when they measured you, your RMR was at 1779. And then when I measured you about the same time frame, your RMR was at 1980. So 200 calories higher than their estimates. So that's why I'm not too concerned with that, because they're going to say it's almost 1,700 calories. It's probably closer to 19, maybe 1925, somewhere around there, which is perfectly where we would expect you to be. Your total energy, total energy expenditure. So they're actually having you higher on your energy expenditure than what I do, but it's okay. No, that's good. So I think when we look at, because when we see a 283, let's see where you're at today. 50-pound mark coming up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
5 months, 50 pounds.
I'm noticing that when I'm going to get sick, I gain a pound. Because I got sick the other day.
Yeah.
It was like that morning I was like a pound up. I was like, what?
That's
next day I was down.
Yeah. 265.
On the nose, 265.
Yeah. So we wanted you to be at 265 or below.
Okay.
And you lost 2.5 pounds in a week. And again, I think I can't stress this enough, is where we have you calorically is designed to lose 2.5 pounds per week. So you're right on track. So 50 pounds.
I did it.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of me.
50 pounds in 5 months.
And at home I got 3 more pounds to get to my goal. And I was like,
Yeah.
And I tried that ring on, and it almost gets on there.
So you should feel good. We're almost into the 50s, right?
It's gonna be weird being in the 50s. I haven't been in. He's never seen me in the 50s.
Well, that's
Never.
only 5 pounds. Right? That's only 5 pounds from now.
Yeah.
Right? So.
It's gonna be kind of weird feeling, but I'm looking forward to it.
How are you feeling about her progress?
Very good. She knows.
Don't give me the camera.
No. I'd rather be behind the camera and
Anyways,
talking that way. No, but I'm feeling very good for her. I was going to. I told her this morning. She we went down and went to had to go to the bathroom. She is so happy when she has to go to the bathroom.
Because it helps her lose weight.
Yeah. I'm just saying I guess it's just how she is, and it's enjoyable to see, really.
Well, I was being silly this morning because I was heading downstairs for the third time. It's like I haven't had any food or water yet, and I'm on my third trip down to the bathroom, and I'm like, get out of my way, gotta go, get out of my way.
Yeah.
He's laughing at me. And I was trying to remember if I was supposed to take 4 or 6 of these green pills. They're the green tea.
I want you taking, well, what's the dosage on each one?
I think it was like
600?
Yeah, I think you said 600, so I might have to up it another 2 then.
Yeah, I want you taking between 1,800 and 2,400 milligrams a day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was like 400 of the EG whatever.
Yep.
And it was 50% of that, so it was 200 per.
Yep. Let's take a look at something real quick. Last time it was 110/73. Blood pressure looks good. Your blood pressure again is another week. Let's see. What day do you guys leave?
We're leaving July 25th, and we won't be back until the 10th of August or something like that.
Okay. Around that, yeah.
Let me look this up. Yeah, we're leaving the 25th of July. Excuse me, 26th of July, and we'll be back the 7th of August.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
you got a few
we're driving.
months.
Yeah.
Okay. I think, realistically, let's try to get another 20 to 25 pounds off by then. Now you're talking all of a sudden, now you're talking 240, 245, right?
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Oh, and I found out where we're staying at the cabins.
Yeah.
We get free swimming at the town, the pool there.
So I think you should start looking at, I know you're going to do that 5K, the walking 5K, right?
Mhm.
So that should be your predominant goal, is to be under 250 when you do that.
Okay. I've been having, I don't know what the story is with it, I doubt you can answer it, but like pins and needles right here, pain, and in my lower back I've been having more pain. I've been pushing myself quite a bit, but when I'm standing up for very long, it's starting to get more painful, and I don't understand why.
I'm not sure. So, is the pain more deep inside the joint, or is it on top?
Well, the pins and needles are on top,
Okay.
but it feels like the muscles, achy muscles underneath,
Okay.
and kind of like with my hips too. I know I did have a bone density thing, and they found something weird with it, but that was a long time ago.
Okay.
I was hoping with the weight loss it might
help
feel better type of thing.
Possibly. It's hard knowing what's causing the pins and needles. That sounds kind of like almost like a neuropathy type thing.
Yeah, because it used to be really, really bad, and then it stopped when as my weight got heavier.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, with me losing weight.
How are your ankles? But are they feeling better?
I think so. This hasn't been bothering me as much.
Okay.
My feet used to be pretty purple. At least that one used to be pretty purple. Now it's not so bad.
Good.
You can tell that there's more proper skin color there.
Right.
And she hasn't been fussing about having it wrapped as much.
Probably should, but.
Well, that's probably the diavasc helps with beetle insufficiencies, so they don't look as bad as they once did. So that's good.
Yeah, more of the right color in them.
Yeah.
I know this one used to be super red.
Yep.
But that's, you know, it's icky. I heard somebody saying something about having surgery done on their legs, so I don't know if that helped.
Well, I think down the road it's something that you might, naturally, it's something that you're gonna encounter is now that you're losing a lot of weight, right? The elasticity of the skin has changed, right? So it's not youthful where it's gonna recoil, right? So then, question being is you've got excess skin. So then what to do about it? So.
We'll see.
Yeah, but that's the topic down the road.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I know that one person who was talking about me thinking that I had surgery, and I didn't. She said her sister had the surgery and she had lost a lot of weight, and she had this part removed, and
that's another amount of weight that would come off.
Just a little bit. I'm thinking about 10 pounds.
Yeah.
But she said that her insurance paid for it because of the problem, and kind of find out it's the same problems I've been having.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, you mean so I might, but I'm pretty sure I have to get my weight lower, drastically lower before I can even talk about it. So.
Yeah, but you're progressing. This is really good. Your BMI now is under 47, so which is good.
Wow.
You've had a 6-point swing in your BMI, so which is really good.
Yeah, and this one said I was still in the 50s.
No, you're not.
Cool.
Nope, you are actually at 47. When you started, 46.9. When you started, you were at, I think about 52, 53. Well, you probably could look at the one from January. 55. So you've lost 55.4. You've lost 9 points on your BMI.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, here it says 55 as well.
Yeah, that's huge. Okay. All right. So what's your schedule look like next week? Let me see here.
Oh, and I need that powdered stuff.
Yep.
I ran out a couple days ago.
There you go.
You need your other stuff too, don't you?
Yeah, I need my other supplies too.
Okay.
Yeah, last week you brought it up and I was like, wait a minute, I still got enough. I'm good.
I know Tuesday or Wednesday is already booked at the noon hour, so let me just double check. Yeah, I'm already booked at the noon hour, but let me look at. Now we can go earlier in the morning.
Right.
If you want. I'm wide open in the morning.
Okay, what we good?
I can do at 10:30.
Okay.
You want to do that?
Sure.
No?
No, that's she'd be happier.
I'll be happier because I get to eat sooner.
No, I was just chuckling because she'd be happier.
All right. So what supplies do you need?
The shakes, the bars, everything.
Okay. What flavors do you want?
You said there was a new peach.
Yeah, let me go back and check if that came in yesterday.
Okay.